Milner finds Aguero. A wonderful run. Nasri. Through to Zabaleta. He chips it over and Zabaleta scores. City increase their advantage to 3-1. Deft combination between Nasri and Zabaleta. Easy finish. The Argentine fullback. Zabaleta, Sunderland 1 and Manchester City 3. Milner finds Aguero. A wonderful run. 4-1 to Manchester City. Sergio Aguero's second of the night. Perfectly picked out by James Milner. The awareness and the timing of Aguero is simply something else. Aguero. Navas. Ball's come to Aguero! Well, he had a great January. He started off February with a goal. But Aguero hurt in the act of scoring. Finds its way to Aguero. And as that last-ditch challenge came in, it caught him on the calf. Silva, Sterling, Aguero's waiting in the middle. Aguero gets to the ball and Aguero puts it in. What a clever run from Sergio Aguero. And it's that near unstoppable interplay that makes it Sunderland 0, Manchester City 1. Silva to Sterling, and Aguero gains a good couple of yards. Silva slips it through for Sané. Sané with a pacey run. Hits the ball against the post. It rebounds back into the net to make it Manchester City 2, Sunderland 0. There's that extra burst of pace that Leroy Sané has that makes him so dangerous. He's onside, but he's able to cover so much ground.
To all our Matchday Live viewers, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to Matchday Live. Welcome to the Stadium of Light for the first time since 2017. I'll let you work out at home who City's goal scorers were that day. It's the start of a new year, 2026. But of course, we're bringing the main man back, as always, the ever-present Michael Brown, joining us for Matchday Live. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Hope you had a great night last night.
Aguero, Leroy Sané, is that what you're looking for? Was it
That's why,
I don't
Michael
know. I'm
Brown.
not sure. I just heard you as you were walking up the...
And that's why Brownie's always here. Brownie, listen, we're kicking off the a team that's newly promoted, overperforming, but many people would say, unbeaten at home. We're doing a VAR check.
A lot, aren't we?
What we expected?
Expected a really tough game. I mean, this will be one game. I was here, right, on the playoff semi-final when that last-minute goal went in. I was commentating just up there, and it was one of the craziest things I'd ever seen. If you'd have said to me, Sunderland were going to be in the position they are now from that game, no one would have believed you. The recruitment at the start of the season, wondering who we're going to get. They've been a revelation. They've been really exciting to watch. And here, it's going to be tough, FJ.
It's going to be rocking. 8 p.m. kickoff from the Stadium of Light. We're going to pan the camera around and show you the Stadium of Light. It'll be full a little bit later on. Me and Brownie will be here taking you through whatever we can. But for now, let's head to the studio. They'll have the exclusive Man City team news for you. See you in a bit.
Thank you to FG, thank you to Michael Brown. Here is the team news. 2 changes from the team that beat Nottingham Forest. And in goal it is, of course, Gigi Donnarumma. And then he's made that position his own. It's Matheus Nunes. And then in the centre-back, Ruben Diaz, of course, he scored in the reverse fixture just 3 weeks ago. The first change for you today, Nathan Ake in for Josko Vardio, who is on the bench. And then it is Nico O'Reilly, our star boy himself. And then going into midfield, Nico, and he is joined by our captain, Bernardo Silva. And then your second change of the day, Savinho. He's had some substitute appearances, some star ones lately. He's now in the starting 11, of course, alongside Phil Foden. And my new favourite player, it is, of course, Ryan Cherki. And leading the line, it is Erling Haaland, 27 league goals in 2025. Welcome to Matchday Live. Happy New Year! Happy New Year, everybody! Hope you had a wonderful New Year, whatever you were doing. A big Happy New Year from all of us here at Matchday Live. And we have with us today two very special guests as we welcome in the new year and hope for a very positive start for City throughout 2026. And of course, joining us, he's lived every Manchester City fan's dream. He went from ball boy to academy player to first team regular, and he's back in the studio. Welcome, Happy New Year to Nedum and Onuoha.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you. It's good to be here.
And he is joined by a man who, unlike Erling Haaland, has scored at the Stadium of Light. And just because Erling Haaland's never played there, that's no excuse. It is Shaun Goater.
Oh, thank you. It's lovely to be here. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year, Shaun. I feel like we've not seen you in ages. It's lovely to have you.
Yes, it's been a while. I think I last saw you.
Yes.
You were in Korea.
I was going to say, actually, Nedum and I saw you
Global.
on the,
That's right,
when we were in Korea.
You could
now
with
here we
jet
are.
lag. You're good.
We're all right now.
Oh, good.
Well, I
yeah.
am anyway. I don't want to
Yes.
speak out there. I've just about made it back.
Took me a while,
Yes, yes,
but
yes.
I'm back now. Did you have a wonderful New Year?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's been really good. I'm hoping to start the year stress-free as well. That'd be nice.
Yes.
And
Lovely.
City gave us a nice Christmas present with that win at Nottingham Forest as well, Shaun.
Lovely. And this is, we want to continue and start the year off that way as well.
And we are starting off 2026 at the Stadium of Light. And amazingly, this is the third time on New Year's Day that City have played Sunderland. We've won one and we've lost one. So let's hope that we are swinging that stat into our favour today. So 2 changes from the team that beat Forest. Given the amount of games, Shaun, that's coming up, were you almost expecting a couple of changes?
Well, yes and no. And the reason I say no is because it's nothing like momentum. You know, we know that when you win games and consecutively win, you re-energize, you rest by getting wins. But at the same time, knowing it without looking ahead or looking past this game is realizing that there's some big games coming up. So there's a part of me that was thinking, you want to get the game won that's in front of you, and you'd also be going into the next game. Yes, players would have had minutes, but you want to go into that game having won and have some momentum. So, but I think also with the amount of games and how we go on all fronts, it's probably important that there are a few changes.
You say that. Like, obviously you're coaching now at Villa Women. If you were to be a coach of this City side, you'd think that's the right thing to do to make changes, but would you find it quite hard to do? Or would you just stick with the plan and make the changes?
I wouldn't find it hard because I think City have a squad in depth, quality in depth. And no matter who comes in and who goes out, you still see there's a quality. There's a level it's a high level. So I think it's not easy because I'm sure Pep and the team will be, and his coaching staff will be like, yes, well, he's in really good form. We want to continue his form, but we also need a rest because we don't want these players getting injured. So I think it also can be an easy decision.
And as a player, you'd have taken being rotated well, yeah?
No, not at all. But in today's game, it's part of it because when you're fighting on all fronts, you understand when I'm in, I'm doing my job, and it's like I need to do my job, and then okay, I'm out, someone else is in, and they'll do the job.
Yeah, in fairness, that's the thing for me about this City side compared to say when I played. Not necessarily to the same time when you played, but they're playing 60 games a season.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like to expect somebody to be able to play all those games would be very, very tricky. And with the squad that they have, which you did mention, with players coming back in as well, like these are good changes. You've got a Dutch international and you've got a Brazilian international as well. I think that's just about fine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and City are going to be in 4 competitions in the month of January alone. So many big games coming up. In terms of that change with Nathan Ake, Pep seems like he'd been really settled on this back 4 for a while now. Obviously, you mentioned Nathan Ake, Dutch international. He'll be really hoping to go to the World Cup. He's going to want to get game time. And when he does, I'm expecting a big performance from him today. Do you think this is literally squad rotation with Josko dropping to the bench?
Until we hear otherwise, yeah, I think that's what it is. And in fairness, what I like is like Nathan Ake is like a great professional. You know, he's somebody who we've seen be fit for most of the season, but not really get the game time that he would have wanted. Yeah. But you never hear any negative sort of like press or news around him. Whenever he's called upon to come on in those games, he's done well. So he's biding his time, and here's an opportunity. Obviously, you want to be playing every single week, but to be playing like in the Premier League at all is still a great feeling to have. So I'm sure he's going to come in. He's probably going to play well. And, you know, who knows, maybe between now and the end of the season, it will be competition between himself and Josko, because Josko's done exceedingly well, you know, especially in recent weeks.
Yeah.
But Nathan, he's a senior professional. He's not old, by the way. He's a senior professional. I'm sure he's going to be trying to keep his place the best that he can.
He started in the Brentford team in the Cup, and it was such a young team. I think the average age of the team was 22. They were also 21, 22, 23. And then you had Nathan. And I just thought, God, it must be, for him, it must be like looking after a bunch of kids, trying to be the grown-up in the room and lead them. But he did well in the Brentford game. And one thing I'm thinking about, though, Shaun, is Josko's had so much success this season on set pieces, knocking the ball down, bringing the ball down, getting it to Shirky, as we saw in the Forest game. Are you worried, or how do you think City will change when it comes to set pieces with Nathan?
Well, Nathan is really good in both boxes, defensively and attacking. So, and as well as Guardiola's done, I don't see a drop-off, because set pieces have now become a thing of certain players block certain players. They go to create space, whether you're running out to create space or going to stop a player from going into their space, and is also about the delivery. And so I think with Nathan, he is so good in the air. I think I could see him being very effective. And it's been really good to see us score goals from set pieces, because we went a long time with those scoring.
Do you know when it changed? It was against Sunderland.
Was it Sunderland?
I think it was Sunderland, yeah. It was a Sunderland game at home, because I think Josko scored that game, didn't it?
That game,
And that was from a set piece.
Yeah.
That was the first set piece goal City scored the whole season.
Yeah, and the reason I take more interest in it, because that's one of my roles, attacking set pieces with me at Villa Women's team. But every time I'm looking, I'm observing, I'm like, right, what can I pinch here? What can I nick here, But again, we're doing so well on set pieces, and I just think it's brilliant. And Nathan coming in, I don't think we lose anything, because he is really good. So I'd probably even put him down for a go. I know we ain't got to that part, but he is really good and useful in terms of in both boxes.
Okay, I like that as an early prediction there. A goal for Nathan Ake today, Shaun. Thank you. The other change, Reinders drops to the bench and Savinho comes in. How do you think that midfield is going to look?
I think with Savinho, his strength is probably out on the touchlines. And I think there are certain games where City would like to have that, and other games where you'd probably have people playing out wide who will come a bit more narrow, who can maybe sort of congest the midfield and make it really hard for the midfield of any opposition to be able to get on the ball, figure out who to mark. But Savinho, we've seen him as a very, very direct winger. He'll sort of be playing high and wide for the most part. And obviously there could be times where maybe that's not the case. But I like it because, for example, if you're playing against a back three that Sunderland might play, for example, if you put yourself in the right position, you might turn that back three into a back four. You might be able to turn it into a back five, because people are staying high and wide, and it forces some people to come back in. So I like that the manager's gone for that, and he's the width on whichever side they choose to have, potentially. And it causes Sunderland a few sort of like questions, because as Shaun was saying before, City haven't made a lot of changes recently, but now they've made these two, Sunderland's game plan, all of a sudden, it might not look as resolute as, say, maybe it would have done yesterday or the days in advance, when you're preparing for a bunch of players who you've seen put the work in over the last month.
Yeah. Is there something in the fact, obviously, we'll get the Sunderland team news shortly for you, they're expecting Granit Xhaka to start in the midfield, and we know that he's, arguably probably in the Premier League team of the season. For some people's this season, he's been so important to the way that Sunderland play. If you're thinking about him in midfield, is the change probably to Bernardo and Nico, is that to give us more control in the midfield, or what do you think?
It's a good question. I'm not 100% sure. I thought, to be honest, in the game that City played against Sunderland a few weeks ago, I thought they were very, very good. I thought they controlled the game really well. I think they were counter-pressing Sunderland really well. And we saw like a really poor version of Sunderland. Probably the worst we've seen from them throughout the season. And the players that were playing then, I think it's only one change maybe that was different. I think Doku played that game, whereas Savinho's playing this one. So in my mind, you could say it's about control, but Granit Xhaka, he's such a good seasoned professional that if there's a game whereby they need to control it, they'll control it. If it's a game where they need to be gritty, like when they won the derby against Newcastle a couple of weeks ago, then they'll make it a fight. He has the ability, Xhaka, to read the game however it comes. But I think for City, in these games, having played at Sunderland myself, if you allow the crowd noise to get up, it can feel like a really long night. So I think maybe, as you've mentioned, with some of the ball players that they have, if they can control it and keep the ball for long periods of time, then I think the crowd, they just sit and watch, as opposed to feel like there's a battle on their hands. I mean,
Nedum's absolutely spot on. I think controlling the crowd, and I think it's the ball handlers. I see this game being a game where they're in a low block and we being able to have players that can get in those pockets. I think it'll be really key. But Bernardo is one of those players that he can pop up in all sorts of areas, whether it's out wide, whether it's in pockets, but his ball handling, to be able to receive balls when they have turn, keep the ball, more importantly, because again, the crowd, if they start to get into it, it can make it a much more difficult game.
One of those players that immediately came to our mind for you is, I keep saying, my current now favourite Manchester City player, of course, Rayan Cherki. We've seen him grow in the last month, in the last 6 weeks. Since November, we've just seen him grow and grow. How impressed have you been with what you've seen of him lately, Shaun?
Yeah, I have. When I saw the first couple of games, obviously, I'm not sure, and I guess that shows his personality. He knows he's got a lot more in his tank, in his bank, if you like, but he's just slowly gotten more and more comfortable. And then when we see him do the Roberta cross, and you just think, okay, he's at home. He's feeling very comfortable.
Yeah.
And again, he knows what talent he's got. And he's just going out there and comfortably playing. So him linking up with Foden, I think those two just got this little thing going where they and Ryan is another one who likes to make a runs forward. But he's an exceptional player. I really like him. And it's weird because we don't often, if you look at Pep's career as a manager, you don't often have individual players. Yes, you have Messi, but Messi also played within the structure of what he wanted. And Cherki's a player that has this great individual talent that works as well, and he understands the team philosophy and what's important. So I think there's more to come from him, and I'm really excited because we're seeing a player that has he has a lot of magic within him to produce, and every now and again he's just like dropping a little bit. Here's a little bit of magic. Here's a little bit of magic, and it's just beautiful to watch.
I wonder, obviously, I don't know if he's in, because it's his first season with us, is this a purple patch or is this Rayan Cherki? Because as it stands, he's on course to beat Kevin De Bruyne's Premier League assists total for the season, obviously at the halfway point of the year. From what you've seen of him so far, what's his ceiling level, do you think?
It's a good question. I think something to look at is the fact that he's still in his early 20s. This player now is playing probably, I think it's fair to say, amongst the best players he's ever played with on a day-to-day basis, with arguably one of the best coaches to ever coach a player. And you can see that through the years that City have had players, they get better week in, week out, year in, year out overall.
Yeah.
Obviously, there'll be times where he's not getting as many assists or contributions as he's having now, but his understanding of the game completely changes. Like speaking to the likes of Gael Clichy and others who thought they knew football until they met Pep Guardiola.
Yeah.
That's a huge boost. And I think for Ryan as well, playing in the Premier League and seeing different sort of challenges on a week-to-week basis will also raise his ceiling. Yeah. I think he has, as you mentioned with Phil Foden, the word used which stands out to me is comfortable. The way they do things, it looks like it's the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah.
I promise you it's not.
It's not.
I promise you it's not. So if they're making it look like that, they're seeing a different game to the rest of us. And I think with Ryan as well, he's going to understand his teammates more. He's going to understand the opposition more. Because bearing in mind, like, apart from, say, this game now, he's just played each team, well, most of the teams, for the very first time in these conditions in this league. With experience, he'll improve. And what I love as well, if I was to be playing against him, the fact you don't know whether he wants to use his right or his left foot means that you don't really know which tendency to try and play into.
Yeah.
Because he has the ability to do both, but then also go very much off the cuff as well. And they're the worst players to be playing against.
He's been involved in 8 goals in his last 9 Premier League appearances for City, 1 goal and 7 assists. Some start to life in the Premier League. Thank you very much, Jen. So we are going to go over now to the Stadium of Light, where FG and Michael Brown are pitchside. Good evening, Happy New Year to you both. Did you have a good New Year's? I presume you were both in bed nice and early because you knew that you were working today.
How does she know?
You know what? I was asleep at 7 p.m. last night. Happy New Year to you all, Nat, Shaun, as well,
What
and of
time?
course
7 a.m.
7 p.m.
7
it was.
a.m. this morning. you
And
told me.
actually, Michael
You were
Brown
there,
called
everywhere.
me at 6:30 to say he was getting in bed as well because we couldn't wait to
just
be
ready,
at the
weren't we?
Stadium of Light today
Already.
for the
Happy
first
New Year,
game.
guys, as well. Yeah.
Happy New Year to you. I
Fantastic
hope
to be
you're
back.
hope you're all well. I hope it's a bit warmer in the studio in Manchester than it is here because Brownie, I mean,
No, it's cold, isn't it?
It's
I'm not going to
cold.
lie. I've got the lot for commentary, to the hat, gloves, everything, heated.
I did
this and
expect
that, you
a
know.
bit more of like a thicker jacket. We saw Steve Howie before and he was shocked at what we were wearing because he's obviously got his heated items of clothing on.
Well, we don't get anything sent, do we? Because Natalie takes it all, doesn't she, out of all of this, all the allocations. Terrible, really.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not complaining whatsoever because we've just seen the Man City team 2 changes. Ake and Savinho come in. Josko Vardiol goes out, and the second one who goes out? Tijani Reinders. Absolutely. What we're thinking then, I mean, it's that period now. We've got games coming thick and fast. A lot of competitions will start coming back as well. We're going to see a lot more rotation, do you think, from Pep?
Well, when he feels it's necessary. Obviously, Josko Vardiol's played a lot of minutes. He might just have a little small problem. We don't know. It's games around the corner that he might see as a certain player's needed in that position. Savinho might be a 1v1 in a wider position that he feels like that's going to be the better option. You've got to use your squad. He's very good with that, we know. But we're just waiting for the line exactly what Pep will say about the changes. But as you know, they'll be very straightforward, lots of games, and bring on a difficult game tonight.
A difficult game indeed. Sunderland unbeaten here so far. I mean, they've had some very positive results, in particular against the team that we're rivaling for the title as well, Arsenal. That went right down to the wire. The Sunderland team, which we'll come to in a moment, is a little bit different because of a competition, the AFCON competition, which is happening. They've been hit really hard by that here, haven't they?
Well, they have 6 players away. That tells you everything. A lot of the players obviously are still finding their feet in the Premier League. We're still getting to know them as well. Obviously, recently we've seen at first hand what they could bring. It's a really good performance for us at the Etihad only a couple of weeks ago. But here, I just mentioned in the build-up to the show, from that playoff semi-final to where they've come now, a real threat. Fans, the atmosphere here, and they're playing in a real interesting style. They're not afraid to mix it up, to change, put you under pressure. It's a difficult, cold night, and we're going to have to take control.
Believe me, it is freezing, but we're not going to moan because we've got Bodo Glint coming up very soon. So hopefully the players will get used to this climate. As promised, let's bring you the Sunderland team to kick things off, and then we will have a chat about that and, of course, go back to the Manchester City team. So in goal is Roofs, and then it is Hume, and then it is Mukiele, Alderete, Churkin, Granit Xhaka, Gertruda, Mayenda, Liffey, Adingra, and Robbie. The substitutes are on the screen for you as well. Brownie, what are you laughing at, mate?
No, I'm just laughing, you know. Your pronunciations were very good. We thought you might have messed up a few of them. I'm not going to say, well, you can if you want. But you did well there. Good job you were out of vision so you could read them properly. I thought you just went with it. You knew it off by, straight off. But no, you got it there, didn't you?
I mean, what you don't see at home is they put me out of vision because the man next to me tries to make me laugh every single time I read the team. We've seen the team news. I mean, from a Sunderland perspective, we spoke about the fact that they've got so many players at AFCON. I mean, Adingra is a player who didn't get picked for AFCON, which was slightly surprising, but he played really well in the last game.
Yeah, he's got himself a goal. He's a threat in wider positions, whether he joins it into a central one. He's going to push, and here he's been getting some good performances. Dan Ballard, another one. I think when you talk about leaders, someone who has that responsibility, that aura, set pieces, etc., they're also missing him. And I think with that amount of players, we should be more comfortable. Teams will come and capitalise on such a wonderful start for them. But Granit Xhaka, that's the obvious one in the middle of the pitch, has been the main leader. I was shocked when he first joined Sunderland. We've talked so much about what he brings. And then we've got Brian Brobby at the top of the pitch. You thought I was going to say Blobby, but I said Brobby had got it right. But I'll leave it to you. Commentary could be different, FG.
That's because when we did the warm-up earlier on, we were saying the players, and one of us said Blobby. I'll let you work out at home who said that. Erling Haaland, we have to speak about him. What a year 2025 was for him. We're moving on to 2026. Same again? More records to be broken?
Well, I can't even say anything else against that, can you? Because of what he's brought. He keeps wanting to improve. He keeps wanting to dedicate his life to football. We talk so much about the dedication that he brings. And defensively now, he's got so much better dropping in, set pieces as well. So, yeah, an opportunity all around the pitch. There's still that sort of the yellow cards, 4 bookings hanging over a couple of players, Donnarumma, and set pieces. He's getting put under a little bit of pressure. Bernardo also, and Nico. So that could come into play today. Hopefully we can get through that, and a big game to follow.
Absolutely big games to follow indeed. Great to see Rodri as well back in the fold. He's
Jeremy Doku as well, fantastic.
Yeah,
see him back. Bench looks a little bit stronger. Still some good youngsters there as well, itching to get an opportunity. It's one of them for the youngsters. They were saying, can we get 2 or 3 leads so I can get some minutes? That would be the point. But when games are tight, it's tough, isn't it, to bring a younger player on?
Yeah, we're expecting a sensational atmosphere here. We've had a little bit of a walk round before, and The vibes are pretty strong from Sunderland. It's great to see them back in the Premier League, but we're just hoping that their unbeaten run ends here today from a Man City perspective. Let's head back to the studio before poor Michael Brown freezes to death, because your ears are getting red, you're shivering as well. We need to get this man. We need to get this man a bigger jacket. Look at them in the studio. Look how happy and warm
Yeah,
they
you're going to
are.
have to stay there
Natalie
for a
will
minute.
come for us, guaranteed.
I'm coming for you right now, Brownie, because you know better than this. You are an experienced northern man that has been to Sunderland and Newcastle many times. Where is your layers?
I'm from here, Hartlepool. I'm from next door to here, and I should know better. But up in my commentary position, I've got a hat, I've got gloves, a bit of a scarf, and I've got a cheeky heater just under the counter. So while FG's just inside, using the buffet again, going for cups of tea, etc. You know,
speaking of
me
cups
and
of
Ali will
teas.
be, me and Ali will be sorted, won't we? In
Speaking of them cups of teas, I wonder who's going to be getting Michael Brown his cup of tea
Please,
like
mate,
I do
one
every
sugar,
single
please.
week.
Thank you very much.
Because I don't want to be on the end of a tackle from him. So.
FG, you're a good in at most
Thanks,
things.
Nat.
However, there is one thing. Now, have you heard that we had Joško Vardiol in the studio this week, and he was doing an interview, and he was given a whiteboard, and he was asked to write on the whiteboard the name of one of his colleagues in the team who could do with being better at FC. And you know, Joško Vardiol did not write one of his teammates. He wrote FG.
What a guy from his twin brother, eh?
I'm going to go and find him, mate.
Incredible.
I'm going to
Go
go and
see
find
it.
him.
I'll go and see what he's got to say in a second. He's after you, mate.
We'll get the rematch sorted again very soon. Yeah, it's very, very soon.
He's already just been down near the bench, near the area. You've been all around there, haven't you? So
I was saying hello to a few people, actually. It was really good. I was also
He
trying to
likes the
find
mix.
Michael Brown some gloves as well. I mean, the steward next to us has got some gloves. Maybe, do you want me to go and grab
I
them
could
for you?
try, no. Donnarumma might have
Poor
a spare
man's
pair, might we?
freezing,
We've
honestly.
give loads of gloves out already. There's not many gloves left. What's the next giveaway? There you go. Natalie, you've got to find us another giveaway.
I'll
We've
find
got
you
a
another
plan, by the
giveaway.
way. We'll be back to
FG,
you
give
very
the man
soon. We
your
have
coat.
got-
He's freezing.
Nedum, fasten your seatbelt, mate. Nedum, fasten your
I've got this.
seatbelt. He's planning something.
said I've
That's
got-
all I can say. I've got to tell a fellow,
Nat said I've got to
fellow
give you my coat.
professional. I'll borrow it. We're good.
You want a jacket?
No, I'm good. I'm
No,
all right.
it's all right. It's fine.
You're a
tried.
gent. You're a gent.
See you
Right, go
soon,
and get
guys.
warm. Go and get warm. We'll speak to you later. I cannot believe that Michael Brown has not worn more layers. Like, his nose was going red. The more they talked, the redder his nose was going throughout that
He's trying
interview.
to show his hard man image.
Yeah.
It's cold up there, isn't it? You played there. It's cold up there.
Yeah, like he says, from Hartlepool, he should know better than that.
Yeah.
You should know better. So, Sunderland team news there. So, one change from the team that played against Leeds, 1-1 draw, and it is Mayenda comes in place of Chris Rigg. So, I want to start talking about the changes, obviously, that they faced with you can see the Sunderland team arriving there, with the amount of players that they've had that have gone to AFCON. Now, Nedum, people have been talking about this non-stop for Sunderland. It's not like they didn't know it was coming. I think when you buy 14 new players and when you buy so many of them, you know, they've lost six of the players have gone to AFCON. They knew this was coming. They knew when the competition was. So surely there must be a plan. There must have been a plan B in place the whole time.
Yeah, without question. I think when we sort of hear the discussions about the players leaving, we're not really hearing Sunderland complaining about it. We're hearing more people say that Sunderland are going to struggle because they're going. But in fairness, I was working a game a week and a bit ago, and they played away at Brighton, I think it was, and they should have won the game. And that was after the 6 players had already left. And don't get me wrong, not every one of those 6 players is vital for them. You know, if we're talking about Siddiqui, or maybe you could talk about Traore and others, then yeah, you could see the impact that they have. But the club is essentially like a well-run club. When they were signing these players, they know that like these guys might be away for, say, 4 weeks or 5 weeks in January. The squad is deep enough to be able to handle sort of these moments, provided people are fit. I think that's a big part of it. And as a consequence, you can see in terms of the players that they brought in, they have quality. That is a good Premier League side, regardless of the changes that have been made. And I think that's something that needs to be sort of like noted. Because say, Simon Adingra, for example, he played really well in the Leeds game just gone, but he's not been a regular starter for them because maybe you've had Traore, you know, maybe you've had like Lefay, maybe you've had Talby who's gone away to AFCON. So yeah, trust me, they're completely fine. I think they've got one of the best like up-and-coming managers in England at the time with Reggie Lebris. And yeah, listen, you don't need to worry about them. They're having a great season. I think it's going to continue after today.
Reggie Lebris, what an absolute breakthrough he has been in management. This is how Sunderland, or how the Premier League thinks Sunderland will be lining up today. Shaun, when you look at that team, where do you see the key problems for City coming from?
The key problems. I think it's set pieces. I think it's counter-attack. I think that's where, if they're going to get a goal, that's where it'll come from. Again, Sunderland are, for me, they've done well, and they've done really well at home. And I think the crowd play a huge part. And obviously, City, City play will look to play a certain way to keep them quiet. But again, I think set pieces is where there'll be a real danger and look to cause trouble, certainly for City.
And do you feel like they will be, how impacted will they be by the players going to AFCON?
Well, again, listen, they've done well. These players have done exceptionally well in terms of playing, and then obviously they've now left and leaving them in sort of 7th position. Sunderland will need to, they need to, Sunderland need to get to continue the form, because these players are good. I think players who have not been playing will be thinking, okay, can I step up to this? I want to step up to this. Here's my chance. And as Nedum said, when they recruited, they knew that this was going to be the case. So these players had to know they were going to get a chance, if they hadn't already had a chance, to be able to come in and do a job.
I mentioned Granit Xhaka a little bit earlier on as well. I think when they, big summer signing for Sunderland, obviously he's hugely experienced in the Premier League. He was instantly given the captain's armband as well. They've fallen in love with him. They, in just a matter of months, they adore the way that he plays football and that kind of passion that he brings through as well. How key has he been? How important was that signing? How key has he been to them, and how key is he in the way that they play?
I think you said it early in the show, like he's probably most potentially been one of the best, if not the best signing of the season so far. If you take it, add in the context of a side that had just been promoted by the final kick of the playoff final, with a group of players who were good for the Championship, but probably would have struggled in the Premier League. Well, when you bring in so many players from, say, outside, you need someone to almost glue things together. And you're bringing across somebody in Granit Xhaka, and we think about his time at Arsenal, but he's a hugely experienced Swiss international as well. And he's won the Bundesliga with Leverkusen, a side that had never won that trophy, or basically a trophy before, but did it in an unbeaten season as captain. That's outrageous. And for him to want to come back to the Premier League, but to want to come and do it for Sunderland, firstly, it's not like a monetary issue, it's not like a lifting trophies thing. He wants this challenge. And I think when you go up and play in the North East, and to be fair, certain other places around the country, football isn't something, it's everything. Yeah. It is everything. And when you see the way that he celebrated throughout the season so far in some of the games, not least of all the derby a few weeks ago, he's matched his identity to that football club. Mm-hmm. And I think what's best as well, speaking to a friend of mine, Julien Laurent, he says for Reggie Lebris, he's not like a manager of people as such, he's a coach. But in that group, he's got someone like a Granit Xhaka who manages the team. He sets the culture at the place. He shows level of professionalism in terms of him leading by example, but him not being too high or too low on any experience that you have in the Premier League at this point. And when he speaks, people will listen. Yeah. It's Granit Xhaka, So I think in terms of a signing that you could argue has transformed the club, it's very rare that we'll see somebody in their 30s that can have that impact. But he's exactly what that is, because Sunderland's success, if he was injured for maybe half of the season so far, they wouldn't be where they are now.
I love the idea that he's set the culture.
Yeah, without question. Don't get me wrong, there are places where the culture is already set, but what I would say, and this is speaking from experience, the more players that come into any particular club, the harder it is to maintain a culture, because everyone has their own ideas of what it should be. Yeah. If you've had player continuity for years and years and years, this is what it's like. We look at City, you know what City's like. If you walk through the door, somebody will say this is City, and the person that will say it might have been there for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. And there's the other person, 5 years, 6 years, 4 years, 3 years. Staff have been there 20 years. This is what it is. Yeah. But when you bring in loads of people, because to a certain extent you have to, who's going to be the one that shows you the way, shows you what it is to be there, shows you what it is to be successful? Well, how about a player that is the perfect gap between the manager and everybody else? You'll see today from the way he plays. You look when Roofs has the ball at the back, you'll see Xhaka with his arms pointing out, saying, we're going to go this, we're going to go that way, trying to read and direct, almost as if he's a coach on the pitch. But then also, as I say, because he's peers with everybody else, then I say you can carry the culture, carry the tone, because who's not going to listen to the guy that's won the Bundesliga title for a side that never won it before?
Yeah, it's the story of him and how much he has got he got Sunderland so quickly is so fascinating. I don't know if you saw, I saw a viral post in the last couple of weeks. A Sunderland fan had talked about his dad passing away. I think it was his dad, forgive me. And Granit Xhaka had commented underneath it, "We will fight for him every game."
Sensational.
And I was like,
Wow.
oh my,
Yeah.
like that is, and that for Sunderland fans, I mean, he'll probably get a statue out there, you know, incredible culture for him. Of course, you played for Sunderland, you've played games at Sunderland, you mentioned it already, we know all about the Stadium of Light. Sunderland have not lost at home in the Premier League this season. They've got a phenomenal record at home as well. And of course, a word from somebody who knows all about the atmosphere at the Stadium of Light, has played there many, many times, and has scored there. Yeah, we did, Shaun.
Oh, good movement in between the lines there. A bit of commentary I'll give you. Yeah,
Is that Anelka?
yeah, loose swivel here. Goal never moves. Yes, I was, I was get involved with the fans. You've got to.
Is that just a random fan that's jumped over? Yeah. Kissed your head.
That's it.
Who's
Loose
that
swivel.
with the ball down to you?
Al
I need to
Berkovic.
say it again.
Al Berkovic.
Yeah.
Berkovic. Oh, I love
You're only as good as the service, you see.
Nicholas Anelka to Isle Berkovic. It's a decent amount of service, Shaun.
Yes. Again, fans are brilliant. But again, it's about keeping their fans very quiet. I think, I enjoyed that one. A little swivel on it and see that one go in.
He's class,
Beautiful.
You know. He's
Yeah.
legend, you know. Like every so often I look at, I take it for granted that I'm speaking to somebody who used to ball boy for and support as a child. You know what I mean? Like that's Shaun Goat, man. Like seeing
Stop it.
like Marvin Foy, rest in peace, is playing a ball to Nicholas Anelka as Shaun Goat is pulling on the shoulder. Nicholas Anelka flicks the ball over the top to Isle Berkovic, who heads it down, but Shaun Goat smashes it into the corner at Stadium of Light. Like that's prime early 2000s, like Man City. That's prime.
I love those times.
So good. That's so good, honestly.
So much fun.
Oh, that's class.
Good times.
Love that.
Good times, Shaun.
But great times now.
Yeah, times now might be a little bit better. But sometimes
Not much bad, just a little bit
Just
bad.
a little bit,
Thank
but
you.
yeah.
And you know you remain my second favourite Manchester City player of all time, Shaun, after Sergio Aguero. So it's
Glad to be in the top 5.
not bad for someone to be. I know Rayhan Cherki might end up taking your place at some point, by the way, Shaun, because I am.
That's all right.
I am loving that man. Loving that man. So thank you very much. I've got a quiz question for everybody. I've got a quiz question for you all and a quiz question for you at home as well, please. So see if you can get this one. It's really tricky. I haven't told these guys yet, and I don't know. I'm not even sure these guys are going to get it. This is some level of knowledge. If you know the answer to this, jot it into the comments now, wherever you're watching. Give it a go. Right, here's my question for you. Who was the last Sunderland player to score against City at the Stadium of Light?
2017. So that's the relegation. Oh no,
What
maybe
do
it
you
wasn't
think?
2017. Maybe it wasn't 2017.
Score for
Actually.
What do you think? Cool, right. Who is it? Who is it? Write it into the comments now. Good luck, everybody. Nedum, would you like to hear a Sunderland fan talking about you?
Listen, it'd be rude not to.
Let's go.
Quick one, Nedum Onuoha obviously played for Sunderland. What was your thoughts on him?
Was he in goal? Was he a goalie?
Oh, was he? Go. Shall we just remind you? Look.
There's the picture, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, him.
Looking
He
sharp,
was useless, wasn't he?
Listen, man. Everyone's got their own truths. You know what I mean? That's his. Clearly, he wasn't a Sunderland fan back in the day, was he?
I feel like they've set you up.
Plastic fan since they got promoted. Plastic fan. Plastic fan. If you're not, you don't remember those
He went
sounds.
on to say you were wonderful.
I always loved him
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
Always loved him. Always loved him.
Number 1 fan.
Oh yeah.
You can imagine how happy FG were and Brownie were after speaking
Oh,
to him.
without question. I'll be honest, in that year that I had there, I loved it. It was my first time away from City. I'd been in the academy for most of my life, played for City for 5, 6, 7 years, whatever long it was. And to go and see something different, see something new, see what like football meant in that space. Like it's not, say for example, in Manchester, there's City, there's United, there's like Stockport, Bolton, all this stuff around it. Up there, it's Sunderland. I'm going to disrespect Middlesbrough for a second. It's Sunderland and it's Newcastle. You live in Sunderland. If the team's doing well, you feel it in the city. Like you feel it so vividly. And to see that, to be part of it, and to see the passion and stuff, it's class. Watching the derby a couple of weeks ago and seeing the people in the crowd like getting the anxiety because it's such a big game, you know what I mean? I remember those people talking about like when you arrive, similar to like at City. For me now, even to this day as a City fan, when the fixtures come out, first game, last game, United game.
Yep.
Maybe Liverpool, but they're like the big ones.
Then your birthday.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas when I arrived at Sunderland, they will tell you when the derbies are. You will know when the derbies are because to them, it's everything. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's everything.
And on the scoreboard, Sunderland won, visitors 0.
It was good. Listen, that was a great derby and a terrible game. That's the way I'll describe that. But I was very happy.
Sunderland fans, will not care.
Yes.
In the slightest.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly, yes. It was a great day.
Thank you. Right, everybody, Happy New Year again. It is the 1st of January, so that means it is the beginning of 2026, and it is also the opening of the winter transfer window. Hooray! We have a whole month of rumours and speculations and wondering what is going to happen. I hate the transfer window,
all about
by the way.
You know. I forgot the window opened.
I hate the transfer window. It's like constant rumour mill, but...
Do you though? Do you hate it?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you hate it?
Is it like a sick obsession? Like it's bad, but maybe. Do you like it?
I moved in January once.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't mind it because you get a chance to see like fans and some of the insecurities that they have.
Yeah.
The quest for what they think they really need versus what the club might be working on. So I quite enjoy that, listening to people. Yeah. We're 5 or 6 players away and we'll be there. Yeah. We'll get it done in January. Like, sure. Yeah.
What was it like moving in January? What was the move?
It was from City to QPR. It wasn't... Going in January is not ideal because you're more often than not going to a place where you have to hit the ground running. When you go somewhere in the summer, you could say, for the most part, you've got a pre-season. You've got time to maybe find accommodation and so on. But I remember when I went to QPR, I basically signed like today. And 2 days later, I was playing in the game whilst living out of a hotel. And it's just like, bang, you're here, you're doing this now. There's no other discussion around it. So it's quite intense. But, if you're somebody that does need a move or need to be playing or, has something on the horizon that's exciting, you just want to get it done as soon as possible. But we all know, 31st of January, whatever it is.
It is the 2nd of February.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
So it's not even just the whole of January. We also get the 1st of February too. The 2nd of February is when the window it always slams shut, doesn't it? It never gently
Until you hear, but there's some
Yeah.
paperwork. You know what I mean? And then, roll into the 3rd, yeah.
It's so true. So last January, we signed 6 players, of course. Quite unheard for us. Last January, it was very, very fun, wasn't it? We have, of course, signed some of our great players in January as well. We're running a poll right now if you're watching on YouTube for our best ever January signings. We've picked out 4 options for you. If you're on YouTube right now, your options are Marmoush, Laporte, Jesus and Dzeko. You can vote for them now. So first of all, let's have a chat about Omar Marmoush. Signed in 2025, so signed a year ago in the January. I mean, he had such an impact straight away, didn't he, Nedum?
Yeah, he certainly did. I think he was one of those signings back in January who, like, firstly, they needed bodies, but then when you had that level of quality, and in fairness, it's been a year where you would have liked to play more, but there were times where it reminded me of like Julian Alvarez.
Yeah.
In terms of the impact that he can have, and Julian for City was so good.
Yeah.
And I think once like he's in better health this season, I think he wouldn't surprise me if he ended up City's second top goal scorer, for example.
We signed Alvarez in January, but we loaned him back to River Plate as well. So he does kind of count, I think. Okay, so we signed Marmoush in January. We also signed Nico last January as well. Shaun, he settled in well. This season particularly, we've seen his impact.
Yes. Again, I like him as a steady midfielder. He's a quality midfielder, but that's him bombing forward, scoring, getting in the end, going forward and getting a goal. I like him because he plays a control game. He's very disciplined in the role that he plays. Just keeps the ball ticking over. But here's a game where we're seeing him score a goal, which is going forward and scoring a goal, which is beautiful to see as well.
And as well with Nico, what I like is like his physicality. Yeah. I think he himself and a few others around City mean that for all the nice football that they play, they can be tough as well.
Yeah.
And, to talk about his importance, well, if he didn't sign in January, then who would have played centre midfield for City in these last, 6 or 7 weeks.
Yeah, Pep would have pulled out some magic.
Yeah, without question. Yeah, I'm
Put on some
sure. I'm
magic.
sure.
Yeah, he'd have turned James Trafford into a TM
man.
or something like that.
You never know. You never know.
We also signed Laporte in January. That was 2018. Of course, he was part of the treble-winning team. Obviously, Nedum as a defender. What did you make of Laporte?
Yeah, crazy good player. Like the quality he has and the balance in terms of him being left-footed as well. And he's got his fingerprints across a lot of success for City during that time. You know, really, really good player, whether he was playing in at centre-half or whether sometimes he'd be out at sort of left-back. The first sort of iteration of City kind of playing a 3 in some ways.
Yeah.
But class, his diagonal balls, his goals as well, and just the quality he had in possession.
I loved, you know, when he first came, I think one of the first games he played, centre-back, and he's on the left side, and he sort of just goes forward 5 yards, and then he just hits his big diagonal, and it's right on the money, and it's just like, wow. And then, again, he's giving loose short through balls, and I just thought, this is a player.
Yeah.
And for me, I could see within sort of first three or four passes he had, I went, this is a player. He is a player.
And he signed Shaun, and then he played the next day. That's so great. That's like still crazy for me, like how you can just be thrown straight into it.
Straight into it.
One training session, played a game.
Well, that's a good player. A good player understands the game. He understands information, and I think also he'd have just been given the freedom. Look, just go play your game. You know, be yourself, play your game, and he would have just went out there and just been himself. Yeah.
So another great January signing as well. We'll get striker's point of view on this one. Gabriel Jesus signed in January. I was going to say he scored for Arsenal the other day. It was a great goal for Arsenal the other day, wasn't it, by the way? Obviously, he won 4 Premier League titles. He's only 19 when we signed him. Playing your trainer, competing against Sergio Aguero as well. Shaun, for you, as a striker, what did you make of him?
Wow, it's a January signing. I mean, he's the one that scored a lot of goals in January. Obviously had a longer period being with the club, but I liked him because he was an agile striker. he was quick and nimble, running behind. He could receive balls against defenders that are really strong and be able to roll and turn them. He was a Brazilian. You know, he was a Brazilian, and anyone that's a Brazilian, you're always like, okay, let's see what he's got. And you know, for the most part, lived up to it, but Sergio Aguero was just scoring goals left, right, and centre. That was the downfall.
These are really good clips from really good players because you saw the Marmoush one, which was Premier League goal of the season. I think Laporte's one, the header was the winner in the League Cup final, I believe. And that one there from Gabriel Jesus, was it to get to 100 points or 100 goals in the season?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, these guys are having some moments, you know.
Moments.
Like it's making
knowledge.
I know it's making like Nico's great goal against Bournemouth feel like it's insignificant, but some great moments, great memories there.
Another January signing, you played with him, Edin Dzeko. I can't believe he's signed in is he still playing, by the way?
Listen, mate, you don't need to put this one on. I don't know who's headed that over. I don't know what's happened. Whoever was marking him needs
I'm only looking at the attackers, that's it, nothing else.
Unfortunately, I'm looking at myself. But yeah, credit to Edin. Like, that's the goal that gets forgotten about, you know what I mean? If he doesn't score that, there is no 93-20. Like, that gives them just about enough time to go and do what they need to do.
Absolutely.
And again, it's a case of him in some ways being an unsung hero, scoring a goal that important, but the discussion only being about the one that came next.
He's currently second in the poll that we are running on YouTube. Omar Marmoush is currently leading that poll as well. So if you're watching on YouTube, have a vote for City's best ever January signing. Another January signing, Craig Bellamy, 2009.
Oh, yes, Craig. Go on. Oh, just there. Oh, stop it, Craig. Stop it. At Old Trafford, stop it. Class.
You played with him?
I played with him.
What was he like to play with?
Like, brilliant to play with, like, super annoying to play against, but brilliant to play with. And like the quality that he had, like, you don't appreciate it till you see it on a day-to-day basis. Like, him now being as a coach, I never saw it coming because he was so passionate, but couldn't necessarily direct the message in the way that, you know, would make sense to people.
Yeah.
But when he came to City at that time, he was one of a few signings who were taking it to that next step, to that next step, to that next step. And when he's going to score a goal like that at Old Trafford. And also, I think he scored another one that day where Rio Ferdinand was trying to chase him.
That's the one I remember.
Yeah, that one sticks in my mind as well.
Sticks in my mind.
I'd like to watch that. I wish we had that. I would just watch them all.
He put the burners on.
He put the burners on. And that's when, you know, at times the player realised your burners might have just been burnt out. But yeah, Craig, really, really good guy, really good player, and was perfect for that moment in City's history.
Really good manager right now. Respect.
100%.
Lots of January signings. I wonder if we'll make any this month. Who knows? I know nothing. I know nothing. Back over to Sunderland now, and of course it is New Year's Day, so obviously FG and Michael Brown suggested that they should visit a pub in Sunderland, and they've managed to call it work. Let's go back to Sunderland.
All right, as you can see, we have joined Phil all the way in the area that he's about to DJ, by the way, in the pre-match build-up for the Sunderland fans. Let's get the Sunderland perspective. What a season it's been for you so far. How's it been at the Stadium of Light? Unbeaten so far as well?
Well, yeah, unbeaten, and if at the end of the night we're still unbeaten, I'd say that I'd take a draw now. Nobody expected us to be where we are. We've spent well. The upstairs, they've invested properly. We didn't have much faith in them. We didn't know. They brought in these unknowns, and we didn't really know who they were. And honestly, we've hit the ground running and couldn't have asked for better.
I mean, the atmosphere we get from our perspective, even walking in here before you arrived, everyone's so friendly here. Everyone's so happy to be in the Premier League. At what point do you think you lose that sort of pessimistic aspect of a lot of the fans are like, we'll take a point today? It's been a fantastic season for you so far. When are you going to start believing, and how far can Sunderland go?
Well, different fans think differently. Me, I keep telling my wife we're going on a European tour and all that, right? Others are going, look, we're closer to 40 points now, let's stay up. I'll be disappointed if we don't finish top 10 now. The start we've had, we're doing so well. We've got 6 players away at AFCON, all right, which doesn't help. But so it's a good time for the players, because you've got a chance of beating us at the moment, just
about, like you said, you've got a European tour on your set. I mean, it'd be nice to see that hat somewhere in Europe. Okay, let's talk about them players that are missing them for AFCON. Of course, Dan Ballard as well is injured, unfortunately, today. But them 6 players are missing. But a certain player who didn't get picked for AFCON played fantastically in the last game. And what can we expect from him and the other players in the squad?
Yeah, well, Adingra he's been in and out of the team. And I suppose he's got his chance now. He didn't get picked for the AFCON. And he was brilliant. The last game he was when missing a bit second half, but he's been really good. The main man for us at the moment is Xhaka. He runs. His professionalism is unbelievable. He runs the show. Apparently in training, he's exactly the same. He won't say he doesn't. He's a winner. You know what I mean? So he's pivotal for us. So.
He needs absolutely no introduction. Let's talk about your manager as well quickly. How highly rated is he in these parts, and how grateful are you for the job he's done?
Well, again, he's another one of those who we didn't have a clue who he was when he came in. You know, Peter was saying about Will Still, and, you know, at least we'd sort of heard of him. So Regis Lebris comes in, an unknown, and, I mean, you can't fault the guy. He's been absolutely brilliant. He's been superb for us. And, I mean, whether we're going to invest in January or not, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, if we stay up, you know, it's a good season, but I will be disappointed if we're not top 10.
I'll tell you what, I'll stick my neck on the line here and say Sunderland are definitely staying in the Premier League this season. There's one fixture that we have to talk about, which is not the one against Manchester City. It's the one against your neighbours. I'm not even going to say their name in this bar.
The visitors.
The visitors, indeed.
Yes.
How was that for an experience? The atmosphere looked absolutely incredible.
Superb, as they always are. There's no derby like it, and I've said unless you're from Sunderland or Newcastle, you'll never really truly understand it. It's fierce, the rivalry. The build-up to it is just unbelievable. It's exciting. But then you get the game, and the game's so nervy. And, you know, they're all always the same. It was a terrible game. I mean, neither team sort of performed, but it didn't matter. We got the result, and that's all that mattered. You know, so, yeah, and to see them where they are is great for us. I mean, you know, if we was being honest, we didn't expect the league to look like it would now, and us at the end of the night be in 5th position.
What can you see for the rest of 2026 then for Sunderland? What is your goal for 2026? So if I came back to you this time next year, what do you want to see from Sunderland?
I want to go on a European tour. I mean, I'm in my 60s now, and I've followed Sunderland, you know, for 50 odd years, and I've never been into Europe. I've never seen them in Europe. So to get the chance to even if it's the Conference League, just to go into Europe and see a European game, I'd love it.
Well, listen, we wish you so well. I could speak to this man all day, by the way. Before we go, though, last time Manchester City played here was 2017. The score was 2-1 to Manchester City. Do you remember who scored the Sunderland goal that day?
I thought he was going to do our 1-0 win when G scored in the last minute.
I do remember that one as well.
When was it, 2017?
2017. So Sergio Aguero and Leroy Sané scored the goals for us.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't got a clue. Tell me.
No, we'll leave that for the viewers in the
tell
Matchday
us.
live studio who are watching this. If you know it, send it in, or even our people in the studio if they know it. Finally, you're about to jump on the decks for us. Before we head back, do you fancy giving me a little bit of a lesson?
I can do. Before we do, I'll tell you, this is the Wheat Chief, by the way, and what we do, we welcome the away fans here. You know, it's a great atmosphere. There's loads of banter goes on, so we get people up on stage, play games and stuff like that, and it's just a great atmosphere. It's how it should be, and like I said, we welcome the away fans in. We'll get a good mix in here tonight, and it's great fun. So, if you're an away fan, the Wheat Chief before you play Sunderland, that's what you got to do. Come on, I'll show you how it works.
I will absolutely vouch for that. They've been fantastic with us throughout. All right, so teach me what to do as we head back to our studio.
So this is the volume. So if you turn that up there.
Oh, mate, everyone's looking at us.
And if you press that down there, that one there, that one there.
Ready for this one?
There you go.
Everyone's looking at me now, by the way. If we pan the camera this way, everyone is looking at us.
If you press this one, this is for after the game for you lot.
Go on. Well, let's head back to the studio then on that one. Thank you very much.
Thanks
An absolute
a lot. Pleasure. Thank you very much. Cheers. There you go.
Oh, that was Phil from SAFC Fan TV. And that is Nathan Ake, who starts today for City, one of two changes from the team that beat Forest. Nathan Ake in for Josko Vardiol, and you'll see there that Savinho is in for Tajani Reinders, the starting 11 across the bottom of your screen there. Donnarumma, Nunes, Diaz, Ake, O'Reilly, Nico, Silva, Savinho, Foden, Shirky and Haaland. So that is your starting 11 for today. And you can see there Nathan Ake warming up ahead of the game. So it's an 8 p.m. UK time kickoff, and of course you'll get your commentary with Alistair Mann and with hopefully a Michael Brown that is thawed out by now. And you'll get that on the City app. Full commentary there, only place to get your commentary. So we are now at the halfway point of the Premier League season. Wow, that has gone seriously fast, hasn't it? Oh my, it feels like we were in Italy like 5 minutes ago. That has gone really, really fast. So we thought we would take an opportunity to just have a few minutes and discuss how it's gone so far. Mid-season review. So, one word, mid-season review, first word that comes to your mind.
Promising.
Oh, he's good. He's good. Shaun?
I would say good.
Good.
Yes, I would say good.
It's not as great a word as promising.
Yes.
Go on, explain it.
I didn't put you on the spot.
No, the reason I say good is because we started out early part of the season where we got a couple of losses early on, and normally you win the league, it's 3 losses or 4 losses. And the fact that we had lost 2 early on in the season, and then we won a few games, we sort of stabilized ourselves for a few games, and then it was another loss. And it was almost like, if you're looking at the league, you're saying, well, we've got 3 losses. So I think we've recovered really well. In the last, 8 games or so, 7, 8 games, we recovered really well. So this is why I say good, because I think we're about to take good into very good.
Okay.
So this is why I say good.
You're giving us like a B+ right now.
We're basically saying the same thing, but in different ways.
Yeah. Promising is a great word. I love that because it does feel promising at the minute.
Yeah, absolutely, it does. And the reason I would choose the word promising is because, as Shaun said, there was that point where they'd lost 2 in a row, and I was thinking, there's a chance it might be 3 here. I think you could, well, in my mind anyway, there was a point where before the Manchester derby, United were 2 points ahead of City. And now United, I think, are like 12 points behind City. And that's the United side that went on a run where they won like 3-4 games in a row or whatever it was. There are parts where it's not looked perfect, but times where it's looked pretty good. Times, for example, where defensively City had the second best defensive record. Then a time when they conceded a ton of goals. But in that time, they then became the top scorers in the division by a country mile. It's almost 3 goals every single game. Yeah. And through all this, there are players who we haven't seen the best of yet, because we can talk about like Ait Nouri's, we can talk about Marmouches.
Yeah.
We've not seen like a Rodri be available for like weeks and months on end, and he's starting to come back into it now. So you start to think, okay, and John Stones, for example, another one. So you start to think, okay, well, this is interesting because right now they're right there just simmering. And you know that there are players who can get better and players who can become available. And I think for me personally, if Pep has the full complement or very close to full complement of players available, it's very rare that he picks a team that doesn't work for any particular moment. And I think that's what you need going into the back half of the season. So yeah, it's great that they're there. And obviously they're not top. They're not necessarily favourites for anything right now. But very quickly they can change their form and deliver things. Because historically, I saw something pop up on social media the other day. Like, it was so privileged at times. City won 20 games in a row. A few years ago. They won, was it 4 years ago? They won 20 games in a row.
And we were probably annoyed when we got beat on the 21st.
That's what I mean. That's insanity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not to say they necessarily have the potential to do that, but how many games in a row have they won already? You know, and as I say, it's with more players to come back in as well. It can be difference makers.
So promising's your word, good's your word, Shaun. And we've had a comment on Facebook from TJ who says his word is progress.
Yeah,
Absolutely, yes, progress. And I think all that's happened alone with regards to the number of new players that's come in. Because, you know, you get new players come in and with the City, it tends to work very well. Players come in and you forget the new because they just seamlessly fit in. But several new players coming in, you know, Ryan just coming in, Mamouche coming in, a few others coming in and understanding what Pep wants. And I think that's what allowed us to sort of, and also, they say, not having the consistent defense line, if you like. Those things, having those little tweaks, I think we're now starting to see that, and we're able to now rotate because form is good. Players coming in know, well, when the last 7-8 games, I don't want to be the team that draw or lose. So I need to make sure I do my part when players come in. So I think it's been very good from City's point of view. Yeah.
Yeah, it was you know a summer of change. Obviously, 2 new coaches, Kolo Touré, Pep Lijnders coming in as part of the coaching team as well as a number of new signings. We see Savinho there, obviously, but a little second ago we saw Shirky warming up. How would you assess how the signings from the summer have settled in?
I think overall, you'd probably say it's been mixed as such. You know, Donnaruma's come in and he's done very well as we sort of expected him to do with some of the saves he's been making. You're seeing Shirky start to shine a little bit, but he also had 6 weeks where he was out. You've seen Ait Nouri not necessarily be fully available for the season as well. You've seen Ryan just start the season incredibly well against Wolves, then sort of run out of steam a little bit, but now in recent weeks he's come back in, he's having the same impact again. So I think there is a level of inconsistency that's been there, but like, why shouldn't there be when you come into a new club with the sort of quality of play that City have and the expectation and demands that are going to be put on you when you're playing in the Premier League? So it's been mixed, and again, that's the reason why it's promising, because you know these players are good enough to get better. So when you're, you know, second in the league and you, up until yesterday, 2 points behind Arsenal, who for me were the most consistent side through that first half of the season, like that is actually quite exciting, because players will be fighting for their place between now and the end of the season, and with good health, you know, they're all difference makers. You know, every single one of them. As thing as you look through that City team today, any one of those people could win a game, whether it's the Italian international in net, Portuguese international at right back and centre half, Dutch international centre half, the England international left back.
England international.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but then you've got like Nico in midfield, Bernardo Silva, Portuguese international, Savinho, Shirky, Haaland, the league's top scorer. Like Haaland's on, I think it's 18 or 19 so far this season.
Right.
I was looking through some top scorers from years gone by recently, and there are plenty of seasons where that would be the most amount of goals somebody would score in the league, full stop through a whole season.
Yeah, the target was 20.
Exactly. And how many people are saying Haaland right now is playing to the absolute best of his abilities? It's not everyone. So again, he's somebody that can get better. So yeah, the new signings, obviously, they're trying to integrate, and the new players are trying to integrate with the old and the old with the new. But it's good, and I think we see a different version of City this time. And through all of Pep's 1,000 games that he's had, every season has felt different, and with this new coaching staff, I think this is different as well.
19 Premier League goals in 18 Premier League appearances for Erling Haaland. He's scored, by the way, at 22 of the 23 Premier League grounds he's played at. The only place he hasn't scored where he's played is Anfield. He hasn't played at the Stadium of Light yet. He didn't score against Nottingham Forest, which makes me feel like he's probably going to be pretty angry. We know he doesn't like not scoring.
He does like winning, though.
He does like
Check
winning.
the celebrations. He likes winning. He likes winning. Yeah, absolutely.
You mentioned England international Nico O'Reilly as well in terms of mid-season review. Obviously, his breakout performances that he's had this season. I don't imagine anyone, including himself, thought that he would become City's starting left back and be playing left back for England, Shaun. But it's been one heck of a breakthrough season for him.
It has. I mean, he's just really, he's been amazing. He's really surprised me because in my early years of watching him at the academy, he was a 10. And I look at him and I just think, wow, he's a fullback, fullback going forward. And when he's had to play against players that have got real pace and a quality, he's just like dealt with them and just went, no, you're not having a kick today. You're not having a kick. You can stay in my pocket for this game. But then he'll go on and express himself going forward. And I just think he's solved a huge problem for England because I think England always had an issue with regards to sort of the left back. But he's been brilliant. He really has.
Problem at left back, England and City.
Yeah.
Very much over the years. Yeah, it's been a real breakout season for him. OK, if I had to push you for an honest answer, I know you're always honest, Nedum. You might have a little bit of bias, Shaun, just like me. How many City players would get into a team of the season for the Premier League at this point?
Good question. Good question.
Are you doing heart or head?
So it's definitely Haaland.
Definitely.
Depending on the formation, I would say Foden's touch and goal because he's one of the top scorers in the division, but he's got the same amount of goals as Morgan Rogers. But
I
Morgan
would
Rogers
say
has scored more
Foden in
recently.
there, yeah.
Doku was doing really well when he was playing as a winger. So I wouldn't be surprised if, say, from the winger standpoint, maybe there'll be like a Doku and a Semenyo type.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think at push it's probably 3.
So you're thinking of, so Doku, Foden, Haaland. Are you not? I mean, I'm putting Nico O'Reilly in mine. Who's the left back for Chelsea? I forget.
Cucurella.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of someone else. Who would challenge? Who's been a standout left back in the Premier League?
Calafiori's done well for Arsenal.
Okay, I'll give you that. Okay.
But yeah, Nico's in for a shout. But I think one of the issues I think City have is that people, from a neutral standpoint, people who don't support City, they don't rate City's defence full stop, period. But they don't necessarily understand how they're trying to do things. But they also don't see, like as Shaun said, like Nico O'Reilly is a number 10. But he's been so coachable that he plays as a left back. When it comes down to attack, he's a number 10.
Oh, yeah.
But it just happens to be out in the left channel. You can see with his footwork, some of his goals he scored, the assists and all that stuff. So I don't think he gets credit the right way because he is being considered part of the defence, which some people don't like. But then also he's starting for England. So yeah, maybe we'll call it 4. Let's throw Nico in there as well.
Oh, yes, he's got his City heart. Yes, he has. Shaun, can we just agree on 4?
I think, we agree on 4.
Yeah,
I would agree there.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good 4.
I'm very happy with that. And you're saying Bournemouth, Semenyo would be in there as well?
Bournemouth, Semenyo, yes, would be a good player to have in there. I think he's got 8 goals so far this season. And when you get that type of output from a wide player, it's the type of thing that would leave some teams higher up in the league desperate to
sort of thing that would
bring you
catch
services.
an eye.
Yeah,
you would say.
100%, yeah,
you would say.
100%.
And by the way, I think Gigi Donnarumma would probably argue with you that he should be considered as well.
He's a big enough fella. If he wants to argue with me, that's fine. Take
If he
your
wants
opinion.
to argue, we'll let him win.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
We will. Thank you very much, Jen. So we are 15 minutes away now from the 8 p.m. kickoff here in the UK. We're going to head back over now to the stadium and FG and Michael Brown get their final thoughts. And I'm more interested to see how red Michael Brown's nose has gone.
Oh, welcome back to the Stadium of Light. Brownie warmed up a little bit. You can see the players behind us. It's time for their final routines, which we see every single week. Focused, ready to go. How are you feeling, Brownie?
Yeah, feeling good, isn't it? The focus now, determination. We've talked so many times about these moments. What's interesting, they're all going up to Nathan Ake because they know it's a big game. You know, when you haven't played so much, you want to really set the tone. You want to play as well as you possibly can. Erling seems focused, little smile there. Relaxed and focused at the same time.
I mean, a word on Phil Foden as well. He's been in fantastic form. He looks like he's enjoying himself as well. He's been fantastic, hasn't he, Phil? He seems super, super confident, and he feels like it's this time of the season. It reminds him of when he becomes the main man, which we saw last time from him.
Well, he is the main man. He's loving it. He's really enjoying what he brings. to the team, different positions, might be slightly different his role. When you have Savino wide, Jeremy Doku, when that happens, Cherky's been drifted. But when he's in that middle position, him and Cherky, when they keep laughing at each other, because they know there's only a few people can do the things that they can do, FG. But it's great to see him enjoying and playing every single minute.
Apologies for repeating that. We couldn't hear a word we were saying to each other because it was so loud. Let's pan it back to our substitutes bench as well, Brownie, because some of the talent we've got on the pitch is unbelievable, but on the subs bench, it's so strong. How about that for a bench?
Yeah, it's a great bench. As I mentioned before, Tijani Reinders, he's certainly started very well in his Manchester City career. Kushinov, Josko Vardiol, also, we know what he brings. And the big games, I feel like those one-on-one situations, that defensive line turns, gets into good areas, set pieces, we might miss him tonight, mightn't we? Because that's a really important thing that he brings.
We've definitely improved from set pieces as well. How are you feeling going into this game? Because we're heading very close towards kick-off, and I'm aware you have to go right up into the gods.
It's not too far, mate. It's right at the top of there while you're just enjoying things. But do you know what? It's a great view, great aspect to get involved here. But I do feel like Sunderland have had it too good here. It's going to end City win all day long for me.
I love a bit of Michael Brown confidence. Listen, I'll let you head up all the way up there doing a fantastic job you always do. I'm off to go and get the teas. It's one sugar, right?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see you in the studio. Have a great...
And a snack.
Enjoy the first half and a snack, of course. And we'll report back when I've got Brownie his tea and heard his amazing commentary.
You're a good one, FG. We appreciate you looking after Michael Brown. Don't forget Alistair Mann as well. Get him a coffee and a biscuit as well, please, FG. So we are 10 minutes now away from the 8 p.m. kickoff. We have handed out to Nedum and to Shaun and to myself Matchday Live 2026 predictions. Now, what we are going to do is, don't forget to put your name on it. Don't forget to jot your name on it. We are going to do these. We are going to seal them in an envelope. And then if anyone, Shaun, Ned and myself, or any of the production staff actually remember in a year's time where we've put them, we are going to open them, and on the last game of 2026 we are going to read them out. So you can do your predictions as well, pop them in the comments as well. So Premier League winner 25-26, Champions League winner 25-26. 3 teams promoted to the Premier League. So who do we think is going to be in the Premier League next year that's currently in the Championship? So jot down 3 of those. Who'll be top of the league at Christmas 2026? And then the last one, your prediction for 2026, which can be anything. And I'm happy to tell you all that I have written, even though it's supposed to be a secret. Scotland having success at the World Cup. Success doesn't mean winning.
Subjective, by the way.
Getting out of the group is counted as success, I'm just saying. And then my other prediction for 2026, it may be something about Rayan Cherki.
Okay. 2 predictions, yeah?
I've written 2, yes. How are you getting on with yours?
I'm good to go.
You're happy?
This is all factually correct.
No, I'm not quite over there, but I got to do a little bit of thinking on the teams coming up. Just one team, I think I need one more.
You need another team?
Yeah, but I'm over.
I mean, the Championship is tight, so you could go... Hey, you could go for Bristol... Oh, no, were you City or Rovers?
Bristol City.
Oh, there you go. You could go for your former team.
I could. I think they're on mid-table.
Yeah,
but that's usually about 3 points away from the top 6.
Yeah.
Good luck. Okay, right, I'm folding mine. By the way, apparently the comments from YouTube are being flooded with the predictions that City will win the league and the Champions League.
Who would have thought on this show? No way. Who would have? No.
Impartial.
No way.
Impartial.
No way.
Someone's made a prediction that we're going to beat Villa 4-0 on the final day. I love that prediction as well. Thank you very much, everybody. So we've only got less than 10 minutes now till kick-off. So, gents, oh my goodness. Obviously, he's a former Sunderland player. You know exactly what it's like to play at the Stadium of Light. How do you think this game's going to go?
I think, for me, Sunderland will try and play this like they played against Newcastle, try and make it down, dirty, dogged, but then also at times when they get the chance to play, to try and go forward as quickly as possible. I think with the likes of Adingra, I think Lefay as well, these are people who want to be on the front foot. They're very, very creative at times, and they'll be trying to get past the wingers, get balls into the box, and Brian Roby's a really good outlet for them. So I think for them, they'll just try and get the crowd going, make a few tackles, but make sure that they attack as well, instead of just being very much on the back foot. Because this is perfect. Like, you're Sunderland, you're a massive club, but you're arriving this game as a massive underdog as well. So it's perfect for an identity. And for those players, like, those team talks kind of speak for themselves.
Oh, we're getting a light show from the Stadium of Light now. Very nice. Happy New Year to them. Shaun, how do you think the game's going to go?
Well, I think it's going to go with City dictating the game, dictating the pace, creating loads of chances. Sunderland will be looking for the counter-attack, and City just have to be very wary of the counter-attack because that's where they'll pose one of their biggest threats. But I imagine that it'd be still a tough initial start to the game for City, but I think City will come into the end, certainly middle of the first half and into the second half.
I think the tricky thing about this game itself is like Sunderland had a taste of City a few weeks ago, and they didn't perform to their best. So their plan now will be a bit different based on the tweaks they feel they needed to be more competitive.
Very true.
So it's going to be interesting to see how City then try and do that, because if you try and do the same as a few weeks ago, I'm very sure the outcome will not be the same.
Of course, all the Premier League teams playing this week, but it was split on Tuesday and today. There's been 2 games that have already finished, which is Palace 1, Fulham 1 and Liverpool 0, Leeds United 0. Of course, on Tuesday, Arsenal had that statement victory over Aston Villa 4-1, which means that, of course, the gap there at the top of the table, which makes this even more important to keep up with them, put the pressure back onto them as well, Shaun.
Yes, and the players will be well aware of that. You know, when you're top of the table, you know you just want to keep winning, but when you're certainly in second, you know it's important to keep the pressure on a team that's in front. So the boys will realise what an important game it is to control it and be assured to get 3 points.
Thank you. Right, give me a quick score prediction.
4-0.
He's gone heavy. He's gone heavy. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for a classic, so I'm going to go for a 3-2 City.
No, I want Shaun's to come true, not yours.
Yeah, man, I know. I want Shaun's to come true as well, but...
I mean, I'll take yours if I'm offered it right now. I'll take it.
Yeah. Listen, for
3
me,
points.
a win's a win. A win in good health and travel back down to Manchester.
Each goal, I'm going to look at you. Each goal that goes in, I'm going to look at you.
Listen,
So that's
just remember what happens if they score.
That's 2.
Where are you going to look then?
Well, they are capable of scoring a goal.
No, not according to your
goal.
prediction. Not according to your prediction.
Wow,
but,
exactly.
Yeah, cool. All right, we'll
That's
see.
an aroma back there, you know.
We'll see.
So I don't mind just as long as it's 3 points, but Shaun's does sound a lot more fun than yours, Nedum. Thank you very much.
Yes, fair.
Thank you, Nedum. Thank you very much, Shaun Goat. We're going to go back over now to the Stadium of Light, where we're going to get our full match commentary off the wonderful Alistair Mann, and hopefully he's thawed out to Michael Brown. We'll be back at half-time and full-time. We'll see you then.
Thank you, Nat. So can City commence 2026 in style by getting off to a winning start to the new year with a victory here at the Stadium of Light. After a perfect December saw City win every game they played, tonight they'll be seeking a 9th straight win in a row to put themselves back 2 points behind Arsenal once again. Having spent the previous